Hi, I'm Alex from Southern Ukulele Store, and today we're going to take a look at 3 Millar ukuleles. 2 that are standard production instruments that Millar made. They're family-made instruments in Taiwan, almost like a custom shop level instrument, but at an affordable price. But they do one-off customs as well. We've had a few in the past, and today we're going to take a very special look at something I call the Patchwork Mango Custom Tenor. We're also going to take a look at the BR-260WG, a uke like nothing else in the shop, and finally a look at the TA-260, which is a very understated traditional style tenor. So we've got 3 very different kind of things here. We're going to start with that special custom though. Let's have a look at the Millar Custom Mango Tenor. Some things are just exceptionally cool. This custom ukulele takes Millar's already fantastic inlay work, a company that seem to do polarizing inlays. A lot of people don't like rope binding, but they do lots of it, and a lot of people don't like the shell binding, but they do lots of it. Millar seem to cater to a portion of the audience that other ukulele companies aren't really looking at, and that's why I personally love them as someone who has to stare at ukuleles all day. But the inlay work on this blows me away. Look at the rosette on this ukulele. I suppose we should talk about the other stuff though. This is really high grade mango for the body. You'll notice that the top is slightly different colours, hence why I've called it the patchwork ukulele, because the sides are nice and dark with really contrasting deep grain, and then the back is extremely light compared to the sides. And then you go back to the front and you start to realise that the front has shades of what you see around the ukulele. It's almost like an accidental koala and alpaca kind of ukulele. So high grade mango with maple binding, really nice figured maple. I'll try and get a nice close up for you guys. What I really like about the sides of this ukulele as a specific feature on this that you don't see often is there's a horizontal grain pattern to the maple that runs completely at a 90-degree angle to the straight grain and the quirkiness of the sides of the uke. You also have inlaid, very detailed maple black binding in between the curly maple and the front and back of the uke. You have a herringbone style rope binding, really tiny herringbone style front binding going up to that rosette, which I just love this. I'd love to see more of this kind of thing, but you can just tell from a distance that this is a custom Millar and not a production model. If you did have any doubts though, they actually have a wooden sound hole label with, I think it's like a take on a kind of set of wings. To me it almost looks like a Nike Swish logo. Lawyers, please don't go after Millar, we love them. And then you have the Millar logo there at the slotted headstock with a mango faceplate and open gear tuners. This uke has a 35mm nut width with 27mm string spacing. The whole thing's high gloss, Indian rosewood fingerboard and bridge. It's just cool, it's quirky. You're not going to see somebody else with this instrument, and it's a slice of that high-end mango sound. It's got a very Hawaiian, very tropical sound to it. Let's give this custom a play and see what you think. Next up today, we're going to take a look at the Millar BR-260WG. This ukulele is made of Bolivian rosewood, also known as palfero, which is commonly a rosewood substitute ukulele. It has a lovely straight grain, almost a piano-like look to it. The perfect furniture wood, but you don't see many instruments, especially ukuleles, with rosewood style tops. Normally you'd have a very reflective back and sides woods like this, paired up with something like spruce or cedar to give you more volume and projection and depth. What you get when you put all of these woods together is something that has the cleanest sound and a very filtered, very bright, direct nature to it. So if you're playing with 2 or 3 other ukuleles around you, everyone's going to hear your ukulele. It's got a clarity to it and a confidence, but it doesn't need to shout. You have an Indian rosewood fingerboard and bridge going up to the gold tuners with black buttons and the 35mm nut. You'll notice this is one of the Millars with rope binding, like I was talking about with a custom earlier on, and a rope bound rosette. Looks like the traditional Nunes ukuleles that began everything that makes us sit here today. I have featured the BR-260WGs a few times in the past, but it's one of those ukuleles that people ask about all the time because everyone that comes in looks so dramatically different. At the time of filming, for example, I have 2. One of them is really black, like it's almost a black wood to look at, and the other one is almost creamy, milk chocolatey in appearance. So I'm featuring BR-260WG number 1 as of the time of filming. Let's give it a play and see what you think. Last up today we have the Millar TA-260, which is an all-solid Acacia tenor ukulele, a very traditional ukulele. There's no thrills on this like you found with that custom earlier in the video, no rope binding, no shell. It's just good wood, well put together to look like a, I guess like a Hawaiian style 1 ukulele. You have, I think it's a mahogany neck. It looks like mahogany, but it could be Acacia. I can't... You have an Indian rosewood fingerboard and bridge going up to a normal style headstock, quite a narrow, quite a slender headstock with black geared Millar tuners. This is for somebody that wants a ukulele that doesn't kind of make people think that you're going to do something really special. You know, this uke is sweet, it's subtle, you can sit and play it and nobody would even know you were there. They'd just wonder where all the lovely noise is coming from. This uke is a great alternative to something like the Pono AT, something like the Kala KASAT, ukuleles that have that, once again, tropical sound, something sweeter, something more delicate and mellow. And the uke itself is not overly extrovert or quirky for people that don't want to be the center of attention. It's understated in that you don't really look at the wall and think this ukulele is going to sound how it does, but I'm going to play it for you now and just show you how lovely the TA-260 is. There you have it, folks. All of the ukuleles featured today you can find links for in the description of this video on YouTube. If you're following on social media, please do head over to southernukulelestore.co.uk and check out the links from the website there for Millar. If you have any questions, you can contact us in store on 01202 430 820 or email alex@ukulele.co.uk. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back next week.